Long Island Sound, the body of water separating Connecticut from Long Island, isn't the most beautiful, exciting, or glamorous piece of the Atlantic Ocean, but it does have an interesting origin story. Like much of the landscape of this part of North America, its inception lies in the frigid days of the last ice age. About 18,000 years ago, this entire area was covered by a massive glacier, the Laurentide ice sheet. Along its southern edge, here, the ice sheet was over 1,000 feet thick, and it scraped off, on average, 65 feet of surface material from the New England landscape to the north. As glaciers are rivers of ice, that material, called drift, had to flow somewhere. That somewhere in this area was Long Island, a terminal moraine. If you've ever seen a glacier in the mountains, you might be familiar with the large piles of rock and gravel that develop at the ends of them. That's what Long Island is, just on a massive scale. Cape Cod, Nantucket, and Block Island to the east were also formed by the same process. They're all terminal moraines from those great glaciers thousands of years ago. As the climate warmed and the ice sheet receded, its meltwater filled the Long Island Sound basin, which had existed as a river valley before the glaciers came from the north. At this point, the Sound was made up entirely of fresh water, and walled off from the Atlantic to the east by a ridge of sand. It was not a sound then, but a lake, which scientists have dubbed Lake Connecticut. Lake Connecticut was about the same size as the Sound is today, but because of glacial sediments, it would have been a turquoise blue-green color. It was probably quite beautiful, like the alpine lakes of today. Its shores would have been populated not by today's white-tailed deer and coyotes, but by hulking American mastodons and ferocious direwolves. By around 10,000 years ago, it would have hosted human visitors as well. The first Native American inhabitants of what would one day become New England. I would imagine they found bountiful hunting grounds here, and likely fished in the lake as well. But this beautiful glacial lake would not last. As the ice sheets continued to melt, the Earth's sea level rose, and finally broke through the dam separating Lake Connecticut from the Atlantic when it reached a level around 80 feet lower than it is today, around 8,000 years ago. Salty seawater would have then rushed into the lake, finally connecting it to the ocean. It was through this process that Lake Connecticut was relegated to the annals of history and replaced with Long Island Sound. But to this day, the sea hasn't fully conquered the lake. Even now, the Sound is a brackish mix of saltwater and fresh, making it a tidal estuary. And it's a productive estuary at that, with almost 9 million people living in its watershed, and thousands of marine species calling it home. And all those people and animals owe their habitats to 1,000 feet of ice, 18,000 years ago. Thanks for checking out this quick little documentary. I'm just getting started making videos for this channel, but I have a ton of other related topics that I want to cover. If you enjoyed the video, Please consider giving it a like and subscribing for more nature content. Happy trails!